watch. Boy, you ain't got change. Now I'm getting cash. Now your bitch gon' laugh.
Like, oh goddamn, that's the bitch that I want. Oh goddamn, diamonds all in my front. At 7 a.m. I was fucking your love. 11 a.m. you took that bitch right to brunch. Like, oh goddamn.
What's good, y'all? It's your girl Shay. Welcome back to my channel. So I know it's been a minute. Please don't kill me, but you know, as you all know, I'm a new mom, so things get crazy a little. Things get crazy sometimes, but you know. But I'm back and I'm better, and I'm back with another video. Nah, let me stop. So today's video is gonna get a little interesting. For those of you who don't know me and my mindset, today's one of those days where you gonna find out. So today's video, I'm gonna be basically talking about why I dropped out of school and how I feel about, you know, having a regular 9-to-5 job, and how I feel about a lot of different views of this world, basically. So first and foremost, I graduated high school in 2014. I went to Melbourne High School. I went to Long Island City High School for freshman and sophomore year, and then for junior and senior year, I moved to Long Island and went to Melbourne High School. So when I graduated high school, you know, my mom, she always talked to me about, you know, taking advantage of the opportunities that I have, and basically, you know, just letting me know that I should take advantage and go to college, basically, because a lot of people didn't get that opportunity. So I feel like I took that and I kind of just ran with that. Like, okay, I should just take advantage of this opportunity, basically, and go to college. So I applied for all these different schools. Originally, I wanted to go to Delaware State University, but they got back to me way too late. So I ended up going to SUNY Westbury, and their campus was lit. It was always fun. I was at parties like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, even sometimes on Sundays too. It was crazy. Like it gets that crazy, like where sometimes you have a hard time balancing out, you know, what you really there for, like actually, you know, going to class and getting your degree so you could move on to the next chapter. So I feel like when I got to college, it kind of was an eye-opener for me, because I felt like I was like lost a little bit. I kept changing my major when I was there. Originally, when I had summer orientation, I had an undecided major, and then when I first started school, I had criminology major. Then from criminology, I switched to biology. Then from biology, I switched to media and communication. So that was 4 different majors, and I dropped out ending of my junior year. So technically, I'm supposed to be going to my senior year, and I just didn't go back. So while I was in college, like I said, it was kind of like an eye-opener for me. So I was there. When I was in class, I was like extremely bored, and it was really hard to stay focused. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was extremely hard to stay focused. So I used to just hang out with my friends and party and chill and do my homework last. So yeah, I just kind of didn't feel motivated when I was there. It was just like I was there like to have fun, and I knew that that wasn't really supposed to be the case. Like, fun was supposed to come second, and I felt like I was putting fun first. So that's when I kind of knew, like, you know, this is not really for me. And once I got into that mindset, then I was like, you know, I felt like I wanted to really look into and find out exactly what I want to do for myself. And that's basically what I started to do. And amongst that, I discovered YouTube, of course. But yeah, once I started to look into exactly what I wanted to do, that's when I started to realize how much I really didn't need college to do what I wanted to do. And, you know, I got so far where I told myself, like, I'm going to go back, of course, because I only have basically like a year and a half left, because I had one semester where I was like slack. So I got about a year and a half left to go when I go back. And yeah, I just was like, you know, do I really want to go back to school and rack up on all these loans that they're already contacting me for? Believe me, you got 6 months. If you graduated or if you dropped out of school, you got 6 months. Basically, they started contacting me like, yo, you've been out of school, feel me? You owe us that bread, give me my money. That's what they was basically saying, you know what I mean? And this is what I went 3 years in college for them to, you feel me, be harassing me for this bread. And it's like, damn, you would think, like, can you at least wait until I finish? Like, I didn't even get the degree. So yeah, I didn't even get the degree, and I was like, you know, damn, they really fiending for this bread. Like, and then I started to really think, like, you know, what substance does this degree really have? Like, and I started to talk to a lot of people who have graduated, and they told me about a lot of the problems that they had, like trying to find jobs after they graduated, and how a lot of them are still in debt and still struggling. And, you know, to each his own, because everybody's situation is different, but majority of the people that I spoke to who are graduates have a lot of struggles that they're facing. And I basically just looked at that, and I looked at the fact that they want you to pay so much money to go to school, and, you know, yeah, it's important. You can't find a good job unless you go to college and graduate. So how come it's so hard to find a job after you paid so much money for 4 years or however many years you decided to go to school to do what you wanted to do, that you get out of school, you can't even find a job, you're still struggling, and then when you do find a job, you still are starting off at entry level. And it's like, what I basically started to think about was, did I really want to spend 4 years in college, or do I want to spend 4 years at a job and build myself up to where, you know, I could kind of be at that same spot as someone who has this degree that's supposed to be such a big thing. And once I started to look into that, that's when I really started to, you know, question a lot of the things that we're taught, and a lot of the things that people put into our heads. Sometimes it's our parents, sometimes it's our peers, it's other family members, but things that they put into your head, you know, to make you feel as though this is the best thing. But when you really look into it, you know, you kind of have to figure out if it's what's best for you. And that's just what I had to do. And going to college is one of those experiences where you just have to go to find out if it's for you or if it's not. Like, yeah. So aside from that, I also started to think about the way that they set things up for you. So you graduate from college, and then they only give you 6 months before you have to start paying them back for all these loans that you took out just to go to school to get this degree that's such a big thing, and then you can't even barely find a job when you first get out, a good paying job. Like I said, to each his own. I hope no one is offended by this video. This is my personal opinion, and it just is what it is. And what worked out for you may have worked out for you. And if you got a degree and you got a job that's good paying and you are all right, kudos to you. But yeah, I started to think about, like, you know, the motives of what they want you to get this degree for. Like I said, so they want you to get this degree to get a good paying job. And then when you finally get the degree, like I said, you can barely find a job. Then they only give you 6 months before you start to pay them back. So you must only get 6 months after you graduated before you have to start paying back thousands of dollars in loans. So you got this good paying job for what, basically? To pay them back the money that you, for you going to school, that they claimed is what you're supposed to do. so that you could get this good job so you can be okay. And I started to think about the way that they set up things. Like I said, I feel like it's one of those things where it's just an opportunity for them to get money off of us. So when I started to look at that, I thought, you know, we're really living in a modernized version of slavery. Like, they put us at a point where, okay, we still want y'all to work, but we're gonna throw y'all a little dollar here and there, and then, you know, we're gonna take this out and take that out. But it's okay though, because we're giving you a little dollar here and there, so you all good. Mind you, like when you get paid, they taking taxes out your check. New York State tax, federal tax, this, that, blah, blah, blah. What are these taxes for? Did anybody ever explain that to you? What the taxes are for? Why they're taken out? How are they coming up with these numbers that say that this is the amount that's supposed to come out of your check? No one stops to think about it, because it's like everybody has to pay their taxes. And if you don't step outside of the box, sometimes you won't see what's really going on inside of the box. And, you know, you kind of got to think, I'm just a fool. Yeah. So, yeah. So, from there, I started to... From there, I don't even know where from there is. But they just selling us this dream for us to basically be disappointed. It's like, and then when you enroll into school, it's like, okay, yeah, you got to pay this amount of money, and if you don't have this amount, then you got to look into getting a loan, and you got to get this before you can even start your classes or anything else. They want you to pay that money up front. But let's say if you don't have your payment and it's time for you to register, and you've already been going there, let's say it's your second semester in the second year, and you don't have all your money, they're dropping all your classes without any question, and then you got to ask questions later, like, oh, okay, my classes was dropped because I didn't pay so-and-so. So how come, you know, they want their money up front, but then now if you pay them and you overpay them, they giving you refund checks, but then they telling you, oh, well, you got to wait about this amount of time, 2 weeks, you got to wait till they printed, you got to wait for this. So I must sit and wait for the money that y'all owe me, but y'all can't wait for the money that I owe y'all. So it's a whole bunch of unfair stuff going on. And with that, it started to tie into the jobs, and these jobs that they want you to get and the work that they want you to do. That's the same way, like 7 days out the week. Who said that we're supposed to work, that full time is 5 days out of the week, and you only get 2 days off to yourself? It's like they want you to basically work your life away and pay them back while you're working your life away. Oh yeah, and then you can retire when you're about 40 and change or whatever, if you worked enough by that time to where you have enough in your pension to retire. And then you get this little bull crap $20,000, $30,000, if you're lucky, get some more for your pension. But you've been working this whole time for what?
Oh goddamn, diamonds all in my front. At 7 a.m. I was fucking your love. 11 a.m. You took that bitch right to brunch.